Hey, this is Pastor Jim at PastorJim.com, and today I'm out in the yard doing what I talked about in one of our previous posts, and that is weeds. I'm pulling weeds out of this tree garden and getting rid of them. And it seems there's no end to them, and there's no end to the work that I have around my house. And I just have a small house. I think I think of farmers and things like that. I can't imagine how overwhelmed they must have been. And so, as I've been out here, though, I've thought about that and the kind of the pain that I felt of having to keep up with all this stuff like weeds and flower beds and gardens. And I recall that weeds are a part of the curse. And so, before the curse, it seems like the trees and all the ground produced fruit and grains without any labor, because in Genesis 3:19 we read, by the sweat of your brow now you'll have to work and produce fruit and food. So before that, it seems like work was not involved, or at least unpleasant work, sweaty work, hard work. Was there any work before the fall? Yeah, there was. And I think there will be a meaningful, pleasant work in heaven. Like what? Well, one of Adam's first jobs was to dress and cultivate the garden. And so it was a responsibility, something he had oversight of. It was beautiful. And one day he wanted something to do. I remember working with Lori when I first was painting houses in college, and I was scraping the house. I had given her some job to do, and she was scraping along. And then I got her scraping, and I went and started to glaze windows. And you take some putty and smash it in there. And she said, "What are you doing?" She'd gotten tired of scraping. And I told her, and she goes, "Well, I want to do that." So I taught her how to do that, and I went on to paint some trim. And she hadn't glazed windows too long before she found that unpleasant. She said, "I want to paint windows." And so I let her do that. And we've always joked about that. She likes to do work, but any job that is yucky and sweaty and unpleasant, you don't want to do for very long. So work and labor is a part of life and a part of the fall, a part of the curse. But God gives us meaningful work. One day Adam was looking for a job to do, like my wife, and said, "Hey, God, I want to do something." God said, "Name all the animals." And that sure would be a fun job, coming up with a platypus and a penguin and all those cool things. And I think God enjoys joining us in our work. Luther used to really believe and teach that work was a part of ministry. And so we can enjoy it. Even weeding and those kind of things are kind of enjoyable as you put your yard together, and we're creators like he's a creator, and we enjoy order like he enjoys order and beauty and design. And so just some thoughts today about weeding and work. This is Pastor Jim at PastorJim.com.